Hey everyone, back on the podcast, back on camera today, talking directly to you about exactly what the Saturday morning hustle is and isn't. We're talking about the podcast, but we're also talking about the brand and the mindset. If you're trying to be successful at anything, this is the podcast for you. Now, if you're not trying to be successful, if you're just happy with the way life is, you can stop listening now. But for everyone else, everyone who is on a pursuit of success, I'm going to talk about why I do this podcast and what it means to you and how you apply it to your pursuits of success, your job, your career. You have a side hustle. Maybe you started your own business. You're an entrepreneur. You're a business owner. You're pursuing bigger things, no matter what it is. The mindset, the practices, the conversations that we have on the Saturday Morning Hustle apply to you. So if you want more out of life, let's go. I'm going to start by giving you guys the official description of the Saturday Morning Hustle. I'm going to read it for you, and then I'm going to go back line by line and explain exactly what that means to you and how you apply it in my mind of where the Saturday Morning Hustle comes from. So here is the full statement. Then we'll go back line by line and have a conversation about what this means. Saturday Morning Hustle. No hyperbolic hustle culture, just brutal honesty. Straightforward business advice and motivation every Saturday for entrepreneurs, business owners, or anyone pursuing success. You can't just work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and hope to become the next big thing. You got to work smart, work hard, and put extra effort while everyone else is sleeping, playing games, or wasting time. Maximize bonus time to get more work done. This podcast is for anyone willing to come in early, stay late, and hustle on the weekend to be truly great. That is what the Saturday Morning Hustle is. The reason I want to talk to you about that today is there is a lot of pushback right now on what they call hustle culture. And the idea of hustle culture meaning you have to essentially work yourself to death or have no work-life balance or integration, as I prefer to describe it. If you want to know more about that, go listen to my business podcast. We talk about work-life integration all the time. But at the same time, I want you to have work-life balance. I want you to have more than just work in your life, but I want you to be honest and realistic and understand if you are perfectly happy with the life the way it is and everything is rolling just fine, you can continue to do whatever it is you're currently doing. But if you want more, if you want to build something, if you want something extra, if you essentially want not to just be good or successful, but extremely successful, if you want to be great, you do have to do more. Nothing great, nothing huge, no big deal ever happened on just doing status quo. You do have to do more and you do have to put in extra effort. But it doesn't mean just being busy or grinding yourself down to the point of exhaustion. That's busy work. That's not productive. It's about working smart and working hard. I'll explain all the details in that in a minute as well. But I want you to understand when I say Saturday Morning Hustle, when I say do more, when I say not happening Monday through Friday, it's not a 9 to 5 thing. I'm not talking about putting 100 hours in extra on top of what you're already doing. I'm talking about finding smart ways to extend yourself, that bonus time to do more because it's something that you have passion for, something you have drive for, something you're willing to put that time and effort in to make the sacrifice, if you will, in order to be great at. Nothing great ever happened easily, for free, instantly, overnight, or without effort, dedication, focus, motivation, and ultimately, and this is, I'm going to say this because I do kind of want to aggravate some people with this, but I want to get this point across and I'll explain it. Also some suffering and some thing you have to give up, some sacrifice. Now, I don't want anyone out there in the world to suffer. I'm not talking about that, but you do need to go through some things. You need some rejection. You need some no's, some negative, something in the world. The universe has to push back on you somehow for you to learn and understand and adapt and move in the direction you need to be going in, not just a general basic direction. So if you think about it like an athlete who gets better at what they do, you start at the first time you try to throw a pass, shoot a basketball, throw a baseball, jump a hurdle, run a marathon. The first time you try it, you're going to be terrible at it. You're going to suck at it. and it's going to hurt your feet, hurt your hands, hurt your body in some way. That is the suffering and the sacrifice. But the next time you do it, you get better and you suffer a little bit less, et cetera, until finally you can run a marathon without being completely destroyed physically. You can play a football game. You can play a basketball game. You can do whatever it is, be successful without the sacrifice because you put in the work and effort to build up to it. The same thing with bodybuilding or fitness of any sort. You build muscles by tearing the current muscles you have, and then they rebuild better. You have to lift heavy weights. You have to move things that are not supposed to be moved in a way that challenges your body, that sacrifices your body, that makes a change in your body because you're breaking down the muscles you have now, the ones that are natural in your day-to-day life, in order to build them up better. That's what strength and conditioning is. That's what cardiovascular training is. That's what bodybuilding is. So you can apply these same ideas to a business pursuit or anything where you're trying to be successful. Some sacrifice, some suffering, some negativity that you can learn from, something like that goes into it. So you don't have to hustle to a point where you have nothing else in your life but hustle. That's one end of the spectrum. But you also can't do nothing or status quo or what you've always done and expect to get better or to move forward or to be great. You have to find somewhere in the middle, a balance for you, not work-life balance, but how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're willing to commit to if you want to be great. And the commitment is going to be relative to how great you want to be. If you want to be the absolute best at everything, you have to take that Kobe Bryant mentality of getting better every single day. Not for one day, not for 1 week, not for 5 years, for 10 years, for a career. Because if you're getting 1% better every single day, after 10 years, you are tremendously better than where you started. But it takes time, it takes patience. That is what I mean when I talk about hustle. Hustle isn't just doing extra work. It's not just about the hours you put in. It's the dedication, the motivation, the focus, and the willingness to do what it takes to be great. So let's go back to the statement and let's break it down one line at a time. Starting with no hyperbolic hustle culture. What I just explained. This is our version of hustle culture, not what other people say it is. So don't let people tell you hustle's not the answer. Hustle is the answer if you do it the way we're talking about here. Just brutal, honest, straightforward business advice and motivation every Saturday. I think I've just set up the first 8 minutes of this conversation with some very straightforward, brutal, and honest advice for you about how to be a hustler, how to be a grinder, and how to be successful. So right there, you already are getting what I promised you in the statement. And it's Saturday. We're here together. We're in the office. We're doing it on Saturday. You know, I've been consistent. This is episode 318. I've only missed a couple of weeks in 318 Saturdays of bringing you the Saturday Morning Hustle. We were doing the social media posts long before that. So that consistency is every Saturday. And it is for entrepreneurs, business owners, or anyone pursuing success. Like I just said, it doesn't matter what type of success you're pursuing. It doesn't have to just be business. But putting these things in business terms, number one, it's what I do for business for me. That's how I earn my living. That's my day job, is doing business consulting and advice. So it's easy for me to translate business ideas into something like the Saturday Morning Hustle. But business is very structured. It's very organized. And there is a point of how to build successful operations in a business sense. So when we translate that to the hustle, to what we're doing here in this podcast and this conversation, business ideas can translate. So if you're running a business, if you have a startup, if you're an entrepreneur, but also if you're an artist, a musician, a social media influencer, anyone with a personal brand or anything like that, all of this goes hand in hand as taking the business advice I'm giving you and adapting it to whatever pursuit of success that you have. Next sentence. You can't just work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and hope to be the next big thing. It is that simple. Like I said, the first 8 minutes of the conversation today, you have to do more, you have to do extra, but you have to do it in the right way. And that's the next line in the conversation. You got to work smart, work hard, and put in extra effort. Work smart, work hard. Now, there's always a conversation about don't work hard, work smart. You have to do both. The next big thing, the next big success story It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. You have to put hard work in. That's the sacrifice we discussed earlier. That's the dedication, that commitment. It's hard work. It's effort. No one ever made anything great overnight. Nothing great ever happened easy. It is hard work. But hard work, effort without focus, without a strategy, without goals and understanding what it is you're trying to achieve and how that takes you to the next level and the next level and the next level, but simply just doing stuff, putting hours in, working 80 hours a week will not guarantee you any success. But 45 hours a week of smart, focused, attention to detail, strategic effort will get you very far and much further than everyone else who stopped at 40 hours or 30 or 20. So having a plan, having a strategy, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, understanding the goals you've set for yourself, why, the proper motivation, focus, attention to detail, commitment, consistency, all of that is working smart. Once you do that, you put smart ideas into your ability to work hard, into your work ethic, the sacrifice, the dedication, the effort that you're putting in. When you work smart and work hard, greatness comes easily to you. Success will be a side effect of working smart and working hard. If you do both of them, you can't replace one with the other. You can't just work hard. That's just effort, and there's no guarantee it benefits you at all unless you're working smart. You have a really good idea what you're trying to achieve. You're going after goals. If you're missing your goals, you're making adjustments, you're changing things because outcomes don't always what we expect them to be. It's not about just out hustling and out grinding everyone. It's about doing it in a way that moves you in the right direction, that gets you to the place you need to be. So you can push that rock up a hill every single day, but if you let it roll back down the hill at the end of the day, you're just putting effort in. But if you're being smart, you're understanding the process, you're being patient. What did I just say about Kobe Bryant? It takes 10 years, but if you get 1% better every single day, being patient pays off. Hard work, consistency, smart, all of that goes together. You must work smart. You must work hard. You must put in extra effort. Nothing great ever happens easily. That extra effort, how and when you do that, is going to be determined by your situation in life, what you can and what you cannot do, what's available to you, etc. There's no set way to do it, which is good news. The bad news is you have to figure out for yourself how you put in extra effort. Is it nights and weekends? Is it working an extra hour in the daytime? Is it getting up early? Is it staying late? For me, I have to go to the gym first thing in the morning because it's the only extra time I have. I don't like working out in the morning. Don't appreciate it at all. Dislike it greatly. But it's the only time I have extra. It's the only time it doesn't take away from business and from this type of activity and my personal life and my non-business life. It's the only time I have. It's my extra time, and so I do it. You can find extra time as well to put that extra effort in. And then the second half of this sentence, while everyone else is sleeping, playing games, or wasting time. It's that simple. You can have fun. You can sleep in occasionally. You can definitely do things that are playing games and wasting time occasionally, sometimes, not all the time. Your focus can't be playing games if you want to be great, if you want to be successful. You can't sleep in every day and expect to raise to the top of your industry, to your profession. You can't sleep in, play games, waste time more than you work and you put in effort and you work smart and you work hard and you find extra time to be successful. There's somewhere in between. So the people who want to sleep in, who want to play around and goof off and want to waste time, those are people without motivation, without inspiration. They are the people who are not going to be successful. Then you have what we would call normal, the 40 hours a week, the putting effort in, being good at your job, getting prepared, showing up on time, doing a good job, putting yourself out there, but getting off work, going home and forgetting all about it. Then there's hustlers, there's grinders, there's people achieving success, the Saturday Morning Hustle crew, and we are doing them extra, but we're doing more hard work in a smart way. We're working smart, working hard, and doing more in what we call bonus time, that extra effort. So that's the spectrum. The people who don't want to do anything, who want to goof off and waste time. The people who want to do what's expected of them and just that, and then get on with the rest of their life. Then there's the Saturday morning hustle idea of doing extra, doing more, working smart, working hard, and finding better ways in order to move yourself forward, move yourself past the competition. That's how you set yourself apart from the competition, who is ultimately what you have to do if you want to be successful. Last 2 sentences. Maximize bonus time to get more work done. That's what I'm just saying. Maximize the bonus time. Get up early, stay up late, work on nights and weekends, take your days off, and instead of using them to goof off or to do things that are only fun, find ways to work on your side hustle, find ways to add skills, improve yourself, take that bonus time and get more work done. Whether you're working on your business, working on yourself, adding skills, creating opportunities, or just creating the assets that when you go back to working on the thing that you're trying to be successful at, you have all the tools in place and you make it easier to do, thus working smart. This podcast is for anyone willing to come in early, stay late, and hustle on the weekends to be truly great. I did just say, come in early, stay late, work on the weekends. This is bonus time. This is extra time. This is smart effort, working smart and working hard. This is how we sum all that up. That's what the Saturday morning hustle is. That's the mindset. That's the brand. That's what you hear in this podcast continually. So if you've been with me since day one, I appreciate you so much. If this is the first time you've heard the Saturday morning hustle, that's what it is. We've done 318 episodes of the Saturday morning hustle. It has changed over time because culture, hustle culture, and culture in general has changed over time. We've had COVID-19. We've had technological advances. We've had people working from home, working remote. We've had a lot of people starting their own podcast. Some of them are still going. Some of them gave up after 2 episodes. We're staying consistent in it, but where the Saturday morning hustle started is different today than when it started. What you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, the ways you can do it has changed as well. And so I wanted to revisit all these ideas, reconfirm them, and tell you what it means in May of 2023, what we define hustle culture is, because you get to define what hustle is. You get to define what working smart, working hard is. You get to define what success means to you. Good luck. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys so much tuning in to the Saturday Morning Hustle each and every week. Again, if it's your first time, your 100th time, your 318th time listening to the podcast, I appreciate it so much. Leave a comment. Leave a review. I really appreciate that. I really need some reviews for the podcast. Follow, engage on social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and the Saturday Morning Hustle Facebook page. Appreciate that so much. Don't miss an episode of this podcast by subscribing. Subscription numbers help me greatly, and you'll never miss an episode. Also, get your Saturday Morning Hustle, Entrepreneur AF, and Coffee and Donuts swag. Previous episodes, all the social media, all the links, everything is at SaturdayMorningHustle.com. That's right, SaturdayMorningHustle.com, all the info. Check out all the past episodes. Check out the bonus series, the balance series. Check out everything that comes along with living that Saturday Morning Hustle lifestyle. So that's it for this week. See you next week. And until then, good luck.